Hi guys. Today I'd like to talk about the Heroic Nefarian fight. So, this is definitely the coolest fight in this expansion. There are multiple things happening. Um, I think the most exciting thing is the fact that he summons Onyxia. So you gotta not only fight him, but you gotta kill Onyxia before he comes back into the fight to finish him off. Now, one of the biggest problems with this fight is the fact that in heroic mode, his hero power is now summoning 2/4/2s, and that's actually pretty hard to deal with. On top of that, the fact that if you can get him past his armor to Onyxia, you're suddenly dealing with him breathing fire, and if you kill Onyxia, well, he comes back and he kills anything that you have on the board. So, I had a really hard time with this fight. I couldn't really figure out which heroes to use or what hero would be best. So, some viewers had mentioned that they'd beaten the fight with Control Warrior. I tried that. I got stomped pretty bad. I then tried my Mill Rogue, which I used to complete the normal version of Nefarion, and that got stomped pretty hard as well. So, I'll be honest, I gave up and I went on Hearthstone. And I found a deck that did a really good job. Um, so I'm gonna post a link to that deck below to give the author credit for posting this awesome deck. And I'd also like to talk about the deck a bit over here. The decklist over here, and I'd just like to talk a little bit about the goal of this deck. So as we all know, Kel'Thuzad plus any taunt really messes with the AI in Hearthstone. That's great for us because by being able to stall out turns, you can achieve combos that you wouldn't normally be able to achieve if you couldn't stall. Okay, so the point of this deck is, first of all, to be able to survive till turn 8 so we can summon Kel'Thuzad, and also to summon, also to have Deathlord up when Kel'Thuzad's up. So you have your taunt, you have Kel'Thuzad, and that should equal no more actions from Nefarion. So some things to look out for are the fact that Nefarion's got, I think it's called Tail Swipe, does 4 damage, and he will likely cast it on Kel'Thuzad. He's also got another spell that does 2 damage to all creatures. So when you get to that point where you get your Kel'Thuzad out and you get your Deathlord out, make sure they're both healed. They should definitely take priority over yourself, because if they die, the game's over. The second part of this deck is the fact that, okay, so once you've stalled out your turn, well, what are we trying to do here? And what we're trying to do is we're trying to bypass Onyxia. So we're going to kill Nefarion in 1 hit. And to do that, you're either going to super buff Deathlord with Felon's Chosen, or what's the other card? Felon's Chosen, Power Word Shield, or maybe Dark Cultist as well, and Temple Enforcer. So So once you've buffed Deathlord with Velen's Chosen, Power Word Shield, Temple Enforcer, then you want to Divine Spirit him. You know, do that twice, get Inner Fire on him, and he should have more than enough attack power to one-shot Nefarion. So we're going to move on to some game footage, but before we do that, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and you know what, let me know how you defeated Heroic Nefarian. If you did it differently, post in the comments below, let us know how you did it. And if you could subscribe or even like the video, that would help me out a great deal. Thanks a lot, let's get to the gameplay, and have a good night.
Anduin versus Nefarion! Again!
You made it to the glorious finale.
The light shall bring victory.
My ultimate creation awaits, mortal.
My work is paramount. Leave me alone.
My shadow flame animates their bones.
Engaging TC-130 mental dislocator.
That was the best one.
Who are you? Distracted me! Who are you? Distracted me!
Should we just heal?
For Blackwood.
Who are you? Distracted me!
Okay. What's the best way to do this? I actually think we have it. As long as Deathlord doesn't die.
My work is paramount. Leave me alone.
Awesome.
Minions
It's totally fine. Okay. Just gonna heal. Level. Ooh.
Pray for mercy. Death does not scare me.
So we're just waiting for a few other pieces of the puzzle. So that's one, and now we just need our inner fire. Didn't take too long. Wow, it's taking a while. Alright. Here we go. Yeah! That only took